Under VGC's Xbox Gaming News, they put this article about Claire Obscure being snubbed in Grammys for video game soundtrack. I want to go ahead and say that video games do not need the validation of award ceremonies to have accomplished what it is that they're able to accomplish. And this is something that even within the gaming space, we are very well aware of. You don't need for some game, weighing organization or whatever it is to help validate your craft. You need the gamers to do so. The game has already done so. This article basically, talking about the publisher and talking about how they took on Helldivers 2, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. They talked about Valhalla in 2023, talked about, other video games like Star Wars Jedi, Survivor, and all the others. It's just really interesting to me that this is now the so-called standard to measure what quality games should be. This has never been the standard. The standard has been the gamers actually getting out there, getting their game and weighing the game for themselves. Also showing support for the game by ensuring that they buy it, they talk about it, they review it, and so on and so forth. I can always pretty much point out that the reason this has not even made a scratch or a dent to the perception of gamers is simply because, the experience itself is pretty much what judges, the quality of the game to you. If you think the soundtrack and everything is great, then, that's great. Like when I looked at the list, I didn't even see anything like Elden Ring from 2022 or, I don't know if they were nominated. I don't care if they were nominated, but I think Elden Ring had, in my opinion, probably some of the best soundtracks I had heard. Just think about the soundtracks, how they were, geared towards the boss fights, or some soundtracks geared towards the environment. And they had some really, really good ones. There's one that's really crazy. I think it's Morgoth, the Omen King. When you fight him, man, his soundtrack it's insane. Then you had Godfrey, the golden, the grafted one, or whatever the heck his name was. He was also a beast in terms of his soundtrack. His soundtrack had this really weird, like many things were happening at the same time. And this character, I gotta tell you this. This character, is basically grafting other human beings into himself. So when you listen from a musical perspective, I don't know how many of you are musical, it's weird to like hear all these instruments going crazy. And then you see like this character that has like hands all over it. I don't know how y'all perceive it, but for me, the art kind of like went together. I was like, this is a busy song, and the character itself is actually busy. Like, just from an aesthetic perspective. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Godfrey the Golden, so that you can see what I mean. And then if you can pick up the is it Godfrey the Golden? Hold on, not the Golden, Godfrey the Grafted or something like that. I think is it Godfrey the Grafted or something like that. Godfrey the Grafted. Oh dear, here he is. Godric. Sorry, I've been calling the wrong Elden Ring boss. Sorry, Godric, not Godfrey. Godfrey's a different boss. Here he is. Let me show you guys right here. This is him. So he's got like all these hands grafted in him, right? And then his soundtrack sounds something like, it sounds like musically incredible in a weird way. And I'll play it for you so that you can hear for yourself. That way you can kind of make a judgment and say, okay, Godric the Golden soundtrack. I hope they don't go freaking, are they gonna, we played the thing on many a forum. Let's see if we can get it. There it is. Okay. Hold on, let's go back and see. Godric the Golden Grafted official soundtrack. So it kicks off with Show Me As Our. I mean, like, it goes crazy at some points. Like, they start to like just jam. You got to play Elden Ring, man. I don't know why everybody played Elden Ring. I don't know how nobody actually, has done a full scale. Maybe I should do analysis on majority of the songs. I just think it's probably some of the best soundtracks you hear. And even the Dark Souls games also come with real good, classic music as well too, in the way that the composed music and in the classic themes and stuff. So again, it's not about what the award ceremonies are saying. I don't think that's the way we weigh these things. Uh, I think it's actually much more than that. But it's funny though, because it's good to put these things on display for many, because as much as Expedition 33 has been evaluated by folk to be a great game, it's a great game under the shadow of Xbox. Xbox put it on Game Pass. It sold. It really did that. And if you go back to why I started this video with VGC putting it underneath the Xbox tag, you kind of already, in my mind, Andy Robinson, this is the guy that Destin was trying to tell to relax. I can't remember what happened where he basically lashed out after saying something and then eventually saying he didn't care, when he actually, his original post, cared about the thing about Xbox. So already I know that he's got a slant against Xbox. So I pointed this out because I wanted y'all to see that it's not really like these things are just absolutely pointless to even bother, weighing as some kind of a, in my opinion anyways, as some kind of a, I don't know, a merit or so to a video game or not. It's just, it's just wild. We can point out to some really, really good soundtracks. And Elden Ring, they did such a wonderful job, with the soundtrack, especially with the numerous number of bosses that you had. I'm talking to unique bosses, not like some of the bosses that seem to be like revisited or rehashed. And those were all super cool. But I digress. I mean, what do I know? Thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate your time and audience. And hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.